you were back again. This is another weekend, and guess where you landed? At my bathroom, Angira's bathroom on Superhits 93.5 Red FM. And joining me today is somebody who is, well, she's amazing. She's made a bunch of videos. She's an influencer. She's all over the internet. You might actually know her. Deena Pinto, hi.
Hi, nice to have me on your show. I'm looking forward.
Let's take you to, for instance, if you were really in my bathroom, what is the first thing that you would notice about?
First thing probably would be to see what products are on there.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'd be like probably gauging to see like what shampoo, what conditioner, what face wash. Does this person actually take care of themselves,
yeah.
kind of thing, you know?
3 things that Deena Pinto has never ever shared with anybody up until today. Let me be a keeper of some.
I don't put out my family out there. I mean,
Right.
I've never shared any images and stuff like that because I think I respect their privacy and that's something they're not part of. So I don't want them to be, pushed into the limelight. I probably don't share too much of how I go about my day because that's something that I again consider very personal. You know, I'm not a Kardashian where I have to put everything
Out
out there,
there.
like my skincare regime. I don't actually have all these skincare regimes and stuff, to be honest, because people do ask me, what's your secret to staying slim for all these years? And I'm like, I just eat right and, things like that. And sometimes people ask me, but I don't tend to put it out there because I find it like to each their own. You
True.
know? Third one, sometimes I have a lot of these images and I actually, if I don't find the caption, I don't post it.
What are the 2 things that you do the moment you wake up? Like, you have to do these 2 things and your day would not start without.
First, definitely it's the phone that's next to me, so it kind of rings, so the alarm, I have to switch it to snooze probably. Once I switch off, it has to go through about 10 snoozes because I usually put it for very early. And secondly, it's my cat, Kiki. She's always there, when I
Kiki?
ask Kiki the Riot, I call her Kiki the Riot. And she's right there, and I try and hug her and kiss her and all that stuff, and she kind of gets excited as well, and the both of us wake up together. So yeah.
The first time that I saw, your page, I was like, Skinny Girl Diaries.
Yes.
That was very interesting and got my attention. Tell us a little bit about the name.
Ever since I was a kid, I was bullied a lot for being very skinny. People used to call me names. They hardly call me by my first name. They were like, "Hey, Skinny. How are you, Skinny?" And it kind of like stuck. And then I started blogging. I started doing brunches for people before around 2012-ish and so on. And there were a lot of people coming to Bangalore for the first time. And they're like, where do I eat? Where do I go? What do I wear? And then that way, from LinkedIn profile, people started DMing me there and saying, why don't you start a page or a blog? And that's how it started. And then Instagram in 2011 is when Facebook had come in. I wanted a name for the blog, and then Skinny Girl Diaries was apt because I was skinny. I had a lot of hardships, bullied growing up, and I want to tell people that I'm not trying to poke fun at anyone saying that, hey, look at me, I'm so skinny, but this is my story.
If Deena Pinto had to give her younger self an advice, what would that be?
Just hang in there. I think you're pretty awesome, you're beautiful, and you're doing it for yourself.
So there's one Bollywood song that you absolutely cannot stand. What would that be?
Yeah, I think right now everybody is like objectifying women, but there are new songs of late. I think there was one also that made fun of Beyonce. I think that was like a big no.
If you were shipwrecked on a deserted island and you had your basic human needs, your food and water, which were given to you, sorted out, what are the 2 things that you would take with you? I know Kiki's coming with you anyway.
Kiki's coming with me. And I think the other thing would be sunscreen, because without that, I feel I wouldn't be able to survive, because that's the only thing that's keeping my skin really young and youthful.
Right.
So other than that, then I can be alone. I can probably take care of myself.
If you had to choose between 2 superpowers, being able to fly or being invisible, what would Deena Pinto choose?
I would say being invisible.
People have this habit of taking the newspaper into their bathroom. And what is trending? What is on your hashtag today? The hashtag Love Jihad, the caste system that people are widely talking about, or the increase in violence against women and children. So what would Deena Pinto, if you had an opportunity to support or make a change campaign for them, which one would you choose?
I think I'd go for the violence against women.
There's one thing that is in India. Do you have a white collar job? Because I grew up in a family where they were like, oh, are you a doctor and an engineer? And being different from the others, is something that is not, which now might started to being accepted. But do people ask you, hey, Deena, what job do you do, and what do you respond to that?
Right now, I'm proud to say that I'm a full-time lifestyle blogger because I think it took time for me to kind of mature with regards to the content that I've created and create a niche for myself and a name for myself.
Yes,
About
you've been in the
6 years.
corporate.
So the corporate world, I say, don't go with what society tells you. Understand your passion, because it's just the one life. If it's not today, then when are you going to do it? Because if you keep waiting for tomorrow, I think tomorrow never comes in a way.
Deena, if you weren't an influencer, what would you be doing right now? What job would you be doing? What would be your career?
I think I would still be an investment banker, traveling around the world,
Do you miss
slogging my
it?
ass. Yeah, sometimes I do because it paid really well.
Right.
So I could just go on a holiday as
Anywhere.
and when I wanted. I still remember taking this time off for like 2 weeks at a stretch, going somewhere fancy, staying in fancy places. Now I'm like, oh, where's the next shack? Where do I, cold shower? It's fine.
What is the one best and worst thing about your job?
Best thing is like you sort of like, I think you're always in the limelight. So if people think that you're like living it.
Yeah,
You're really
living
living
life.
it. And then sometimes I look back at my pictures and I go, wow, I went here and I went there. I, have these flashback like through the COVID times. I was like, oh, I did this. And I remember doing this one song with May Tera. I think everybody was like, that song was trending. So they were like showing like I'm with my couple or partner or whatever. And I do a lot of alcobev reviews. So I had like a lot of alcohol videos where I'm just sipping. I usually do this first impression where I drink and I like tell what the alcohol tastes like. It's
right.
like, stuff like that. So I had a lot of it. And I did a reel on May Tera of me only sipping. And so, things like that. So that was like those are plus moments. And then I think the sad moment is like sometimes I think I take on a lot of extra campaigns. Now I'm a one-woman army. I shoot, edit, I'm a director, videographer, photographer, stylist, makeup artist, or the gamut of it all. And there are days where I feel so exhausted. I want to sleep, but I'm like, Deena, the show must go on. You
True.
took this up, now you can't you can't back out now. There are times where I've had to say no to the client, but saying it upfront.
We're going to have to wrap up this show. I had so much fun, Deena. You're just amazing. And
Thank you. I had a blast.
I mean,
think
like I said,
I revealed a lot more.
I'm glad, and that's what the show's about.
Well, it was really good fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Well, we'll be back again next weekend with another episode. Until then, of course, don't forget to catch this episode, like, comment and share on the Red FM Bengaluru page as well. Bajate Raho.
Red FM 93.5